Hey guys, Cam here. So today I want to talk about some of my luxury ultralight backpacking items. You might have seen around YouTube there's a challenge going on, and I've been nominated by Cesar Valdez, who has done that for himself and has nominated me. So first of all, the first item I want to talk about is my inflatable pillow, which I take on any overnight trip. It's very light. It's made in the west coast of the US. It's called Trekology, that's the brand. And yeah, there's not much more to say about this. The second item is a stove. So this is actually a bad example because this is my original stove, a Primus stove. I later on bought a BRS stove from China, and that bit me in the ass because I didn't want to spend the money for a Pocket Rocket MSR stove, and the one from China broke. So I've gone back to this heavier stove, and I like to take it again for overnight backpacking trips or when I know it's going to be colder, because in Scotland it can be quite nice to have some warmer food, but I also like to just go stoveless. So this is not always part of my kit list, but when it's colder and I want a stove, then this will be in it. The third item on that list is a sleeping bag liner. I have for a while used this Sea to Summit Thermalite Fabric Reactor Compact Plus sleeping bag liner. I'm not going to be using it anymore because I've just changed my sleeping bag for a much better one, but it's been really useful. It actually adds about 5 degrees to your sleep system, so that's really good, especially here in Scotland. And it's also good if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a very expensive down sleeping bag, but want a bit of a hybrid where you buy a slightly less warm sleeping bag that you can take on the summer months, but also want something for the winter. That's a good addition to your kit. Fourth item is some essential oil. So I like to take some tea tree oil on my trips because it's got lots of properties, including disinfectant and also, lots of stuff. I'll put some of these properties here. And the good thing is that I found this tiny container at Muji, the Japanese shop. It's a 12 milliliter container with a cap. And it's good because you can squeeze it, so perfect for essential oils just to get a few drops, and considerably lessens the weight of it. So that's the fourth item. And then there's a fifth one, and it's a bit controversial for some people, but it's camp shoes. So they're Crocs shoes, which people usually hate, and I do too, but they're not the ugly classic Crocs model. They're much lighter, I think, and also not as ugly. Once you put your foot in it, it doesn't really look like Crocs. And on top of just wanting camp shoes, I use these either for river crossings or after river crossings, just to prevent blisters, really, to let my skin air after being in contact with water, and so I can just go for longer without having blisters. So I know lots of people are probably gonna think this is A, ugly, and B, unnecessary, but that just adds comfort, and given the conditions in Scotland, I think it's really important to have something that helps you with blister management. So that's it, and I'm really looking forward to hear what you think about these items and what yours are. In terms of my nominations, I really wanted to nominate Daisy from Daisy Hikes. She did a very long section of the Pacific Crest Trail last year and is now setting off again for the PCT this year, hopefully for a full through hike, but she's already done that, so I'm going to nominate 2 different people. The first one is Robin from Walk with Wallace. He's based in Scotland as well and does a lot of bothying and Munro's bagging, as well as loads of overnight trips and long distance hiking in Scotland. And the second one is Russell from the Trail Hunter. He's really into his ultralight gear and has been putting out loads of videos lately, but not one on this particular challenge. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what they have to say about this, and also particularly hearing from people based in the UK, and particularly if there's stuff that helps them with managing the cold and the rain. because that's something we suffer from more here. So thank you very much for listening. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Sit. Got you there.